Okay, so this is a little worrying. Now we're all up at the top. Who the hell? Help! Somebody help, please! Huh? I thought I heard a voice just now. You don't think it's that Arukunimon again? Kenny. Arukenimon. No, they were calling for help. I thought I heard it coming from around here. That's help they're after. It's help they'll get. Wait, you don't even know who it is! What if they want to take advantage of us? Oh, don't be like that. You should help them. Shut up! Nobody asked you! What if we made them agree not to attack us in exchange for our help? Yeah, don't stop there. You tell them to give us all their food too. That might as well be robbery. Hey! I found him! No, Tentamon! Tentamon! Help! It's Tentamon! No need to worry about him! Poor thing's caught in a spider web! What do we do about this kid? Well, we help him, of course! We should get him out of there. Agumon, think you can cut him out of the stress? No problem! I can cut these ones and not do Kugumons! Don't know why, but I definitely can! Oh, I'm saved! Thank you so much for helping me! Well, would you look at that? More human children! How unusual! More? Wait, you mean you've seen others? Right, you are! And a lot smaller than the one behind you! Would that have been Miu? Was she walking around by herself? Well, she'd been captured by that terrifying Akenimon, you see. I couldn't help but take pity on the girl, so I rescued her at the first opportunity. Unfortunately, I was then discovered by Akenimon and taken prisoner myself. What about Miu? What happened to the girl? The girl? Why, she ran away. I was right behind her, so there's no doubt about that. She was headed to the shiny place. You see? Okay, great. Thanks for telling me. For rescuing Mio in the first place. Oh my! Don't even mention it! So, where exactly is this shiny place? I'm not sure how to describe it. Why not climb up somewhere and see for yourself? Hey, you think we've been able to see it from the top of that tower? Good thinking. Let's go up and find out! He's talking about the tower. So, this is definitely a tower. Is this what is this like what radio towers look like? Phew! We finally made it! Now, I should have thought of this sooner. How's that old cable car working? Where's the power coming from? Who's keeping it running? It doesn't make any sense! It's the same thing with the plumbing at the school. How does any of this work? Who cares? All I want to know right now is where Miu went. Come on, let's go. I feel like he's more dependable than Shuji. Hello? Hello? Why are you guys afraid? Wait, what the hell is this? This doesn't make any sense. What, is there just nothing but ocean, or? Of course there is. Why are we surrounded by water? This is supposed to be a mountain range. This is An island? Does that mean we actually got teleported here? This is all getting real crazy, real fast! School, the shrine, those buildings, all just like I remember. Geography's all wrong. How did this happen? I can't believe this! I feel like I don't know what's what anymore! Everyone, we've got to calm down. Shuzi, you seem more upset than anyone! This can't be. It's a shocking sight for us all. Must be worse for Kaito being a local. I also really liked how they just kind of like zoomed out and there he was too. That was kind of nice. How he's actually speechless. I don't know how surprising that is. He tends to be speechless about a lot of things. What's with the ocean? Why is this an island? Even some of those buildings are wrong. Oh, hey, look at that. Wow! What's that shiny thing? That looks like a giant ring! Check out that building covered with steel pipes over there. At this point, we have to be in some other dimension, don't we? Nobody's coming to save us. That's just what we'll have to accept, isn't it? You can't say that for sure. Come on, let's not give up just yet. But we... No. Oh, my boy, no. Ryo? I knew it. This isn't the real world. Not a chance. Can I just say that I am very upset that freaking Kaito got his Digivolution before my boy Ryo did? This is the afterlife. Yeah, that's it. It's gotta be. You know, honestly, he could be right, actually. Think about it. We fell into a giant chasm. Who's to say that right now we're not actually dead? I said that he might be right, but it's a possibility of being right. Huh. Ryo, come on! Pull yourself together! We're all dead. All of us! Well then, what about Mommy? Mommy's dead too, of course. That means she's here. I knew it was her. She's here for me. Calling for me. Ryo, you're losing it. Get it together. This isn't the place or time to start panicking. In situations like this, it's important to keep a clear head and act with calm. Shut up! Oh. Yeah, what the hell, man? Well, why'd you have to hit me? Ah. Ryo, where do you think you're going? It's dangerous out there. This is bad. We have to stop him. I don't think Kunamon can keep up. No, him being like a caterpillar worm thing. Obviously a caterpillar, not so much of a worm. It's fine. Everything's going to be fine. I get it now. Mommy's here. I'm gonna see my mommy. Ryo, is your mom dead? You were just talking about your parents like they were alive a moment ago. Mama! Mama! Jesus, he's going off the deep end. Oh. Oh, hey look, it's Cyclonemon. Why are we going into battle with a Cyclonemon? He also looks kind of off, too. Like, that blue eye thing is just not typically Cyclonemon. Doesn't he have like one good eye? Oh, you poor little boy. You want to see your mommy that badly? Come right over here. You poor baby. You're a fake. You're not my mommy. You betrayed me. Mommy would never betray me. Never. She'd be there to save me no matter what. Don't you see? I'm going to meet my mommy. You got that? Save me! What? Have you lost your mind completely? Yeah, he kind of did. Shut up! I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to mommy. Get lost! Mommy, I've tried so hard for so long. I've been waiting to see you so badly. Come get me. Come quickly. Bro, this man's gone off the deep end. What the hell? My. What a shame. I do believe this child is broken. He is. Now what to do with him? I suppose I ought to perform the ritual and offer him as a sacrifice. That would make him a part of this world. Yes. I suppose he'll just have to die. Cyclonemon, come here, would you? Okay, so yeah, he does have that one eye. He looks freaking dope in that picture. Like, he looks really kind of good, like, from the top part. The bottom part looks kind of off, but still, he looks kind of sick. Build this boy for me, would you? It should be easy enough. I'll leave it to you. Yes, my lady. Seems like he's being brain controlled or something. Very good. I shall return to the altar then. He's yours. I will kill the boy. Oh, what the? Hey, stop! What's going on? Mommy, why? Stay still. It's so hard to hold. I'll drop you from here. That'll kill you for sure. It's just so weird. Shut up. Take this. Oh no! Ooh, dude, how are you not dead? Oh, now this is just making me feel really uncomfortable. Stupid boy. Time to end you. Like, seriously, Ryu don't deserve this. He really doesn't. Like, sure, he's been mean to Kunamon and whatnot, but no one deserves to go through this. Ryu! What is that thing? A huge one-eyed monster! Cyclone, Cyclops. That's why he has one eye, isn't it? Maybe. That is Cyclonemon, a brute concerned only with his own power. Don't let the size of him scare you. He's a total buffoon. Is Rio still alright? He's trying to resist. He's still okay. Then we need to save him fast. I'm scared, but I'll do my best. You do it, Lopmon. Kunamon says he wants us to save Rio. We're on it. Don't worry, Kunamon. We'll save them. Haru, Miyuki, stay back. This could be dangerous. Okay. Okay. All right, everybody, let's do this. I also want to point out, right? The main reason why Haru and Miyuki stayed with the main character is because they knew that lady was a monster. Why only 3? Why? I call Why are you forcing me to use this? Why? Why are you... Are you a vaccine? No. No, you are not. Why are you forcing me to use this? That's just cruel and unusual punishment. Alcomon Lobber. Floramon doesn't even bring anything to the table here. That's the upsetting part. Got, ooh, Satan Knuckle. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I just thought of it, and freaking Kunamon is the only one that can deal with Gotsumon. I guess Floramon too, but she's level 9 compared to their level 10. If they send the Gotsumon first, then I guess... What does Saki give us? Special defense bonus. Okay. And Floramon is just very, very slow. Oh! I'm sorry, what the hell? Come on, Saki! We should help too! No! No! No, you can't be giving Saki her Digivolution before my boy Rio! This could have been like Rio, like... Oh, I'm so upset about this. No! God dang it. Come on, Saki! We should help too! Yeah, you're right, Floramon. Puny little. You. Me? You are holding back. You only pretend to fight hard. What? No. You do not care about this one. So you pretend. Get lost. You are a nuisance. Ooh, man. Coming from a brute like Cyclonemon? A quote-unquote brute? No. Saki! Keep it together! Do I really not want to save Rio? Am I holding the others back? I don't know. I just don't know. Saki, don't let him get to you. I know better than anyone how much you care. You really not want to save one of your friends? I don't know. I just don't know anymore. I will say, this one seems very random. This one just seems... Okay, I will say that right here, right now. This doesn't make too much sense for Saki. As far as I'm aware. Because it did genuinely seem like her and Rio actually got along. It seemed like they actually got along, and they got along fairly well. For her to, like, question whether or not she actually, like, wants to save Rio is kind of weird. I'm just hoping that we'll get, like, a little bit more of an explanation later. I did it because it was the good thing to do. I didn't want the others to hate me. I did it because it was the good thing to do. I didn't want the others to hate me. But did I really care about Ryo's feelings? I don't know. What was I supposed to do? Saki, it's okay! Horomon! Don't worry, you have an amazing heart. Just do what it tells you. That's all you need to do. What my heart tells me? Ask yourself, Saki. Is it telling you to stop right now? What is my heart telling me? It's not telling me to stop. One of my friends is suffering right in front of me. And I'm not about to just sit here and watch. Horomon, lend me your strength. Okay, so... I don't know. Maybe that's supposed to tell us that Saki is one of those types of people who just kind of go with the flow. Kind of like go with the status quo. And only really does what she thinks that others will deem as good. What basically makes her, you know, likable in the eyes of others. Maybe that's what we're getting from this. At least that's kind of what I'm kind of getting from this, maybe? What do you guys think? Go ahead and leave a comment down below. Okay. Now, I swear to God, if I see Woodmon, I'm going to cry. Horomon! Please let it be Woodmon. I would freaking cry. Oh, it's Digimon! Hell yeah! Look at that! It's Digimon! Oh god, you do not. You look amazing. The strength of your convictions have made me evolve into Digimon. And now my strength matches what's in your heart. Alright, here we go. I hope you're ready for this, Cyclonemon. Oh man. Oh look, she's a virus Digimon. So she can actually take on just about every single one here. And I would have thought about that if I was even thinking at all. Yeah, I will attack him. Why? Because. Come on, Kunamon, you love your friend. I don't know what Vegimon's attack range is, so... Don't ever make that sound again, please. Really? Really? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Deals earth damage with the low chance. Okay. Would be better if I was a little bit up more. Oh, I hate that. I hate this. This just stinks, and I'm not just saying that because it's called freaking poo toss. Oh dear Lord. Man, this is going to really stink. I can't really do anything here. But what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to attack. And should I de-digivolve at this point? We gotta wait for like Cyclonemon or one of them to kind of step up. Nah. Nah, but I don't know how I'm supposed to deal with this. Oh! He's just gonna step right on up! Jesus! Oh, we're just going to cheer some liquor. Yeah. Hey, look at that. Ooh yeah, ooh yeah. I want to be like right here, but then like I think about how I'm going to get freaking hit by a rock, hit by a beta, hit by a cyclone. It's just overall not a good idea. I'm just gonna do it from the front. And I still get a SP boost, but ooh, you stepping up. Hey, you leave my boy Gunnaman alone! I'll end you! Oh, wait, that's over there. We just gotta kind of beat him. Ooh. Now what? Got it out. This is bad. Cyclonemon's super strong. We can't let that stop us. We gotta save Rio. Come on, Agumon. Keep it up. Right. Take this. Ah. Whoa. Cyclonemon's attack shook the whole bridge. Oh. Haru! Oh no! Haru and Rio! No way! They fell off the bridge! No! Haru! We gotta go save them! Time to wrap this up now! Right! Yeah. Stop it! Paralyze him! Yeah! Time to Shinka! Just slightly not there. Hit him then. And then we'll talk to Minoru so he doesn't die. Hell yeah. We can definitely end it next turn. At least I think we can. He's a little bit, yeah, he's a little bit too far. We can do this. And then next turn we can get Diatrimon to talk to himself, go around to the very, very back of Cyclonemon. And then from there, he can just use one more move, and that should be able to finish him. We'll just talk to himself. I know you can break on through! Indeed! Leave it to me! Here we go, let's do it! Now we crush Cyclonemon. Man, that was two bosses pretty much right in a row. Gotta do something about leveling up the lower level Digimon, that's for sure. Oh, hell. What happened? Oh, right. That monster dropped me and I died. Wait, no, I'm alive? What? How? I was up so high. Then, like, he looks to his right, and Howard is like, hello. Oh, there he is. Oh, it's just you. Ugh, don't scare me like that. You miserable little brat. That's the things I get for saving you. You saved me. Don't be ridiculous. Well, whatever. Not that I care about you anyway. What was that? Don't have to take that from a little brat. What the hell is wrong with you? Don't look at me like that. Like I said, don't care about you. Not at all. You're a monster. Help me. Mommy. Probably shouldn't try to move. May not have died. You were injured. Abby, save me. Wait, that's right. Got my phone. I can call Mommy. Why isn't it working? Like I said, this is making me uncomfortable. When I say uncomfortable, I mean like I don't want to have to be feeling the way that I do, right? Because like, oh man, I don't know. I mean, I know, but like it's hard to put into words, right? Because I know that like, frick, man. If this were to happen to me, my mother is my pillar. I know she's my pillar, my rock, the one that basically keeps me from falling too deep, right? From being like pushed back against the wind that is life. So like, I can understand, and I can very much relate to Rio. And to that degree, it really makes me uncomfortable to that degree. Like, I don't like seeing people suffer, and I don't like seeing people suffer in a way that, like, I feel and can relate to in a suffering way. If you can understand what I mean by that. It's very hard to see Rio go through this. It really is. Why do you want to return to the real world? And then just him, like, crying like he is? Oh, man, like, it really resonates with me, and it really makes me feel bad for the guy. I don't belong here. This isn't my world. When the others all hate me. I know because they all treat me like dead weight. They're trying to use those monsters of theirs to get rid of me. Rio. Oh. Is that how it looks to you? That's why I want to go back. Back to my world. Back to my home. But it's okay. He made it now. Mommy will call me. And then I'll be saved. How long are you going to keep deluding yourself? You should know better than anyone that your mother is never going to call you. I mean, he is a realist. Yes, that's right. Mommy was always sick. Wanted to spend more time with her. The doctor said no. I tried so hard. Whenever I was lonely, she told me to be strong, but... No... Those were her last... Oh no... Oh... Poor son of a... Frick. Yes, that's right. Mommy's dead. Of course she's not going to call. Of course not. Rio, you poor son of a frick. Yes, now I get it. Now it all makes sense. I've died, and this is the afterlife. Which means Mommy must be somewhere close by. That's it, isn't it? This kid is done for. He's completely snapped. Kunimon! Oh, there you are. I'm afraid you're too late. Hey, I think I see something. Something in the fog. I don't like this. This is but I hate it. I love it. I hate it. I love it. It's a love-hate relationship right now. You can see for yourself. The precious Rio has lost all touch with reality. Cute! Want me to come to you? Okay, wait for me. I'll be right there. Rio! Haru! Here, I found them! They're both okay! Haru. Oh, what a relief! Saki, your face is a mess from all those tears! I'm so glad we found them, though. Yes, now we must make haste. The fog is starting to spread. Hey, call me crazy, but Rio... Is Rio running into the fog? What? Yep, he's finally gone sicko mode. Rio, doesn't sound like he's doing too well. Yeah, I thought I heard him laughing. Oh no! Guys, this is not looking good. The fog is getting real dense. You're right. This is bad. Ryu, Haru, you're both in danger. Get over here quick. What's that? Looking to where Aoi is pointing, I see a black shadow. Why are there a bunch of arms coming out of it? Am I seeing things? It looks like some sort of tentacle came out of that shadow. No way! It's heading straight for Rio! Oh man! Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man! That thing looks like real bad news! It is real bad news! Okay, first of all, did this man just open up the freaking door? Freaking, what is it? What is that thing called? You know, when freaking Edward freaking made a freaking human transmutation, they took his brother, they took his arm, this is the exact same thing. Drisky, but yeah. Takuma, stop! Rio's in trouble. You expect me to just to leave him? You're not going to make it! The bug will get you too! But, no! Rio, what's wrong with you? Get out of there! Rio, you need to run! Rio, why? Why won't you run? I think he's saying something.
Mama.
Finally got to see you again. Now we'll always be together. Please don't leave me again.
Huh?
What?
飲み込まれ
Oh my god. Ryo's dead. Oh no. Wait, but that would mean... What's gonna happen to Kunamon? How are we gonna digivolve Kunamon? No! Freaking... Ryo! The fog. It took him.
Huh?
What? That's horrible. No way. I can't believe this. No. Whoa. Oh. There's Kunamon. I didn't see him there next to Haru. Somehow, in a way that I don't fully understand, I can tell that Kunamon is sad. No! Not Kunamon, too! He's disappearing. It can't be. Kunamon's disappearing. No!
待てよ。リョウがまだそこにいるんじゃないのか。
I don't want to play this game anymore. Is that the only reason why Kunamon only has one line of Digivolution? While everyone else has like a branching path? Because he's meant to die here? Or could I have done something to freaking save him? Oh my lord, my boy! No! Come on! I'm writing down notes. Hold up. Oh, I'm so upset. Wait, hold on. You has still got to be there, right? No. What? Yuki? Why is she shaking her head like that? She telling me I should give up? Takuma. Haru. What happened to Ryo? He gave up on himself. This world consumed him. So is that what happened with Fangmon? Did Fangmon give up on himself and That's why he was consumed too? Even after the fog lifted and the shadow vanished, still no sign of Rio. Not really sure what Haru meant by what he told me. I do know one thing for certain. He was dead. After all that, Uji eventually got us to calm down, return to the school. For the Shuji to step up in a situation like that, get us all back safely. Kaito was next to recover. He was all ready to go to the amusement park and find Miyu. The rest of us managed to convince him to come back to the school instead. Yuji made the case that we could search more effectively after we regrouped. And after seeing what happened to Rio, even Kaito must have realized the need for caution. Everyone else was pretty upset and shaken from having witnessed Rio's death. It was dark by the time we got back. We were exhausted. Nobody bothered with dinner. Others mostly seemed to collapse into sleep. I found that impossible. Mine kept coming back to the same thought. Really, there must have been something more I could have done. Maybe if we all worked together. Or if I'd been more determined, or... Rio was in trouble, if only if we had... I just don't know. No use. Can't think of anything. One thing, that fog is still a complete mystery. Not to mention the shadow. By the way, I am starting to think that that is right. The left is going to be that, quote unquote, I think it's called valor. The up is aggression, and then the right hand is going to be morality. The one thing, that fog is still a complete mystery. Not to mention the shadow. And more importantly, deep down, somehow I knew there was nothing I could do. Starting to get cold. A day like this, probably end up getting sick. If I can't sleep, maybe I should just lie down for a while. .30 in the freaking morning. God dang. God freaking dang. Hey, Agumon. Look at you. You're just a small baby. Agumon. Agumon. Are you alright? You seem kind of out of it.
ずっと考えてたんだ。
I've been thinking about Rio. Okay.
助けられたはず
There
なんだ。
must have been something we could have done to save him.
もっと前
Maybe
に
if we started earlier,
に心を開かなかった
I
の
knew
毒
we
蜘蛛の
couldn't
脅威
open
に
up to
震えてた時
Kunamon.
も
We got so scared of
教
Dokugumon.
室にいた時
How we acted in that
探索の
classroom,
時
on the trail, or even just talking with him. It was clear.
量がやばい状態
I
だって
knew he
分
was
かってた
struggling. I didn't help him.
それなのに僕は
I just
量
let
を
him
見殺しに
suffer.
したんだ
What do you think might have changed things, Takuma? If he talked with us?
量に
Oh, I wish Ryo had talked more with the rest of us.
そうすれば
That way he wouldn't have felt so alone.
なの中で
Would have found a
場
place
所が
with
できた
us.
はずなんだよそもそも
Not like I've got all the answers.
僕のしてきたことは
Who
正しかっ
knows
た
if what I did was right?
ど
Or
うす
what
れ
I
ば
should
よ
have
かったの
done
か
differently.
僕には何も
Not me.
わ
That's for sure. Takuma, I can tell you're hurting. Right, Agumon. I hurt so much. And what's worse is that even after losing Rio, there's no clear way out of this. Arukenimon is still after us. And maybe that amusement park is crawling with enemies. Plus, if we had been transported to some other world, there's even a way back. I don't know. I just don't know. What are we even supposed to do? Takuma. Takuma, listen. I not know much. I do know one very important thing. It's that if you try, Takuma, you can do anything. If you team up with the others, or just blindly press on, in the end, you'll succeed. Where's this coming from? Not that special. You are Takuma. I know it. I believe in you. Agumon. Thanks. It actually makes me feel better. Maybe now I'll be able to get some sleep. Really? Then I'm glad. Good night, Agumon. Good night, Takuma. Oh? What the hell? Nani the hell? I did find the human children, but you see, my servants all proved so incompetent. Allowed them to escape. Clearly, you have sufficient devotion to our master. Or do I just get the feeling this is Cherubimon? No, it wasn't my fault. I would never. Next time, I'll get them for sure. I'll capture all those human children, not for them to our master without fail. But the altar was prepared. Did you not perform a sacrifice? Have you not only let the children escape, but also failed to provide an offering? Like, it's just the fact that, like, I see those tendrils, right? And I see the really long arms. Just gives me very Cherubimon vibes here. Oh, well, actually, that wasn't me. Someone must have beaten me to the punch. Yet you did not confirm who this was, or if indeed they made the sacrifice. I did not. But several children still remain. Next time, they won't be so lucky. Not up to this task on your own. I could always have Megaseedramon help you. No doubt he would be similarly motivated to prove his devotion to our master. Oh, Mozamon! First, let me try. No, I assure you, I am quite up to the task. I won't be needing any help from Mozamon or Megaseedramon. Those children will not escape me a second time. You'll see. There. Out of my way. Hear me. How crass. Oh, Garurumon. Call me Garurumon. What brings an outsider like you to speak with us? I heard those traitors who got strong by teaming up with the humans have turned on us. Traitors who got... What? Oh, and what of it? This is what I've been waiting for. I'm gonna crush them all. As if a brute force will help you accomplish anything. You're such an idiot. What? Are you still up to your old tricks? Refusing to fight your own battles? Spoken like a true simpleton. Only a fool would insist on fighting their own battles. But you make me sick. Every last one of you. Enough of it. Hey, she started it. This is getting us nowhere. I see no need for cooperation. Do as you wish. If I ever do anything else, so long. Garurumon being evil is kind of nice. Oh, what a surprise. He shows up, picks a fight, and leaves. Are you sure we can trust him? His skills are undeniable. Hold a grudge against human children. That's clear. Is he Haru's Gabumon? I feel like he's Haru's Gabumon. I really do. More importantly, heed my words, Kenimon. Master will not tolerate any more failure. I am well aware of that. Who do you take me for? So long as you know, no more second chances. Remember, not just Monzemon and Megaseedramon here. Countless others who could take your place. If you need help, just ask. I mean, if you're using others, might as well use them, huh? So infuriating! How could those little brats do this to me? Oh, alright then. You can just wait and see. Man. Stop! No, not that way! Rio, come back! Rio! I just really want to check something right fast. We're going to basically live no matter what. As far as I can tell. And as far as I know, Aoi might live too. But these singular ones might be checks, okay? So they might be like death checks, for all I know. I don't know exactly how much I like that. I feel like if we get to like a diverging area, that could definitely help out, maybe, for their survival. But I don't know, and it really scares me now. The one that scares me the most is definitely Lopmon. Because what this tells me is that after the first Digivolution, Lopmon probably has 2 death flags. And if I think about it like that, everyone else probably has exactly 1. Oh, so that's Monzemon. That's what that one is. Oh, man, okay. I'm going to end it freaking here. Like, I would love to kind of like do another 30 minutes and try to get you guys like another hour. But, that... For one, I'm just really upset. I'm just too upset at this point. With losing Rio and whatnot. I'm upset with losing Rio. I'm upset at losing Kunimon. The whole Rio story really, like, depressed me a little. So, there is that as well. Like, Jesus freaking Christ. I am definitely gonna need a break after this. I'm gonna try to get some Chrono Cross. I'm gonna try to get some Yakuza. Maybe I might split a lot of these up into maybe like... It's either gonna be an hour and 15 minutes, or depending on like where the fight takes place and everything, maybe 45 minutes or longer chunks. Um, so, and yeah, let's try to have a question of the day here, very least. And I don't want to, like, have it be quite depressing, like what just went down, so... What... For those of you who don't know, what do you guys think I could have done? What I could have done different? And for those of you who do know about how I could have saved Rio, we'll have a different question. And the different question can be, who do you think is going to be the next to go? Because quite honestly, I'm going to say I'm thinking it's going to be Shuji. I legitimately think that the way it's going to go is that Lopmon is going to digivolve into Wendigomon, and Wendigomon is just going to flat out, like, next off Shuji. I think that's what it's going to do. Wendigomon is just going to have enough of Shuji's crud. You know, it's going to be like a dark Digivolution type deal. And like Skull Greymon is and whatnot, is going to be a dark Digivolution. And he's finally going to snap. He's going to absolutely, like, brutalize Shuji. That's what I'm thinking. And honestly, like, as much as, like, I don't like Shuji, I don't want that to happen to him. But we can only see. We can only wait and see. So, yeah, thank you all for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed that? Question mark? And I'll see you all later, I guess. Bye-bye. Yeah? Bye-bye? Bye-bye? Yeah? And then to think, at the very beginning of this recording, I was praising this game. It's still really good. God dang, did it take a turn for the worst. Bye-bye. Oh no! I thought about it before I clicked. He's gone from the freaking screen. Yeah.